On this episode, we talk about games with balls, Valve's new, quote, secret game, and The Verge getting in trouble.
I played a game with balls and cats, and we also ask a game store guy, how do you get the poop out of the carpeting? 5, 4, 3, 2, live from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Michelle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 867 of the Video Game Outsiders podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Michelle Madison.
And I, of course, am your John Jacobson. Now, I'm excited.
That's right.
Because joining us tonight, now, CC Games is here, the game store guy.
I am your favorite dirt merchant.
That's right. That's right. He owns a game store.
I saw something today that made me think of you.
What's that?
GameStop. Did you see what they said?
No, what did they say? But I will tell you, I visited a GameStop for like the first time in a year just the other day.
Well, they tweeted this.
Things aren't good.
No, listen to this. This is what they tweeted today, Kevin. And I think that you should have a similar mantra, slogan. Here, all right, I need like patriotic music, but we don't have it. But physical games are freedom. The freedom to play, the freedom to trade, and the freedom to sell true ownership whenever you want without any corporation telling you otherwise. Power to the players.
Okay.
Wow.
Huh?
That's kind of ironic.
Right?
Yeah, that's kind of ironic because when I went in their store, they didn't have many physical games anymore.
They're getting
But Kevin,
desperate.
are physical games freedom? Are they the freedom to play, the freedom to trade, and the freedom to sell true ownership whenever you want without any corporation telling you otherwise? That's a powerful mission statement.
It is. I wish they would.
Sounds like
What?
kind of
I wish they
anti-corp
would
at
keep
the
doing
same
it.
time. It was.
Huh?
I don't know what they were going for. They're like courting two different. We're under attack. It's free to. I don't know. I don't like it. But
You don't
yeah,
like it? I think it's good. Kevin, come on. Let's work on a tagline like that for your joint.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. They're saying, here's the game collection you're going to leave your grandkids. And it's a,
Just give them my Steam
GameCube, all this stuff.
Yeah.
What's
and
with
then
that box?
So this is the game collection
But why
you
would
leave
there
your
be
kids
anything if I bought digital?
What?
You can't give them your account, your Xbox account. What the hell?
I mean, Kevin, what do you think of this? I mean,
God, I just think they're full of shit because when you go to their store, they don't have anything anymore. They're not even, like, people joke that they're more of a toy stop than a
well, the
game
collection you'd leave, according to them, would be a bunch of Funko Pops and some t-shirts with some ramen noodles on it. That's kind of what they're into.
Well, we should say, look, for those of you who don't know, Kevin does own a game store. He has a show on our app, The Game Store Guy. But I'm glad to have him on tonight because we're doing games with balls, okay? Because we felt like we needed some ball energy after last week with their open air cafe thing. So all of our games should hopefully have balls in them, or at least some of them. Not all. John will have the song at the end of the show. So yeah, we'll be talking about balls. We are live right now on videogameoutsiders.com/chat or twitch.tv. John, I can't think.
This is a banger, John.
I can't think.
Ball basketball.
It's going to get in your head. They'll be at the end of the show.
Got big balls.
So we're celebrating balls tonight, and we hope you have them if you're
This
listening.
is climbing up the country charts right now, by the way.
The proverbial ball, by the way. John, can we save that for the end of the show, please?
Yeah, we can. We're
live-
doing games about balls.
Awesome.
That's right. I hope you brought some masculine energy with the balls because
I do. I like balls.
Good. It's great. It's good to get a little dude energy back in here. And we'll see what happens because I know John's going to bring it. Call of Duty has bullets, which are balls. All right, I'm totally expecting that.
Ball ammo, yes.
That's right. We're live right now on twitch.tv/John and Michelle. We do it every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. If you miss it, anywhere podcasts are, Spotify, whatever, but also our app that we have. Search Video Game Outsiders on iOS and Android. We do bonus shows during the week. Some are free, some are premium, and you get that whole back catalog, John, of like 20 years. How do they do that? How do they support us?
That's right. Go to our website at videogameoutsiders.com. When you get there, there's a red premium button. Go ahead and click it. It'll take you to the next page. Sign up, go premium. It's $1.99 a month. A burpee. Once you go premium, you unlock our entire...
I want to hear burps. I want to hear farts. I want to hear scratches.
I had a big swig of Coke Zero. But once you go premium, you unlock our entire back catalog of almost 20 years. Then all of the bonus shows. Yeah, we do other shows Besides these ones, every week we do Micro VGO, PC Outsiders, John Show, etc. And CC Game Show is on the app. That's totally free, by the way. But there's also premium shows like Micro VGO and all that. And you can listen to all of this stuff with our free app. Just search for Video Game Outsiders on iOS or Android. Install the app. It's the best way to listen to these regularly scheduled Tuesday shows. And if you go premium, all the bonus content and extra back catalog stuff is all on there too. So check it out at videogameoutsiders.com.
That's right. We also have our Discord where we do giveaways. We just picked the 2 winners for Abigail, the movie that Matt and I voiced in. It's out on everywhere on streaming. And then tonight we wanted to start off with maybe doing our typical 10 questions with a game store guy segment. Now we may have asked some of these before. Some of them are silly. Some of them are actually probally interesting because Kevin, you're very
Kevin, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, are you okay with answering?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Good.
All right.
Yes.
So, all right. Here's a softball.
All right.
All right.
What's the stupidest question you've ever been asked about a game or a console?
About a game or a I was in general the stupid question. I had somebody walk in the store and ask if we sold
anything.
games.
If you sold what?
Wait, what?
If we sold games,
Really? Shut
and
up.
I said no, and they walked out.
Were you inside a GameStop when they asked you that?
No, that was in my store. I think they were high, but
Wait a minute. You said no. and then
Hey
walked in.
man, you got any games here?
they just asked, "Do you sell games?" And I go, "No," and they walked out. It was pretty funny, actually.
Oh my
All right,
goodness.
all right. So what's the most expensive, stupid thing someone's ever brought in to trade?
Yeah, has that changed? I think since.
To trade, it was a long time ago, but it was a Pikachu statue.
Like a
You know,
like a
one of the-
like a 4 foot tall one? Like
Yeah, that you've probably seen like at the Nintendo store.
Oh
in,
yeah.
like,
How
New
did
York
they
or-
get that thing?
They bought it at a garage sale from somebody.
Really?
That's what they told me. Yeah.
And did you trade for it? What'd you give them?
I paid them. I paid them quite a bit. I think
Did you
I
really?
gave them about $1,000, and I sold it for $3,000 though. So
Ooh,
oh.
a little flipper action going
Yeah,
on.
the dirt flipper.
Well,
And
here's
well, I
the
flipped
thing.
it like a couple years later.
So Kevin, you got all walks of life coming in your store. You know,
Yeah.
there's probably different. Is there are the console people? The different console factions, are they different? Is there
Which group is the biggest weirdos? Can you see if somebody walks
we got
in? That's a
PlayStation people,
guy,
Xbox,
it's a
Nintendo,
guy.
or PC guys.
Because an
you
Xbox
tell
guy
right
pooped
away
in your store.
Oh,
Yeah,
So-
the
this is a
Xbox guy
dream.
pooped in my store, so I'm a
Yeah.
little bit. I'm a little bit mad at Xbox people right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go with
I
Xbox.
No, they all have good and bad.
Really?
Customers.
Can you tell? Can you call it when they walk in?
No, not really. No,
Okay.
sometimes they'll surprise you. I did have
Yeah.
a funny one the other day. I had this girl came in and she had Suicide Squad and she wanted to trade it in, and the current trade in is like $22, and that game's
And
like,
where does that number come from, Kevin? That 20? Did you just make that up?
no. Actually, a lot of times I just go. I go by what games. It's 22 is probably generous on that game. That game sucks. And it's a live service, so a few years from now, it's probably going to
Yeah.
get shut down and be worthless.
Right.
But anyway, actually, probably less than a few years the way that game's going. Probably within a year. But anyway, last week it was on sale for $30. It's selling for $40 right now, so it's around 50%. What we're giving on it right now, and she looks around the store for a little bit, and then she goes, "Well, that game was like a $70 game." I'm like, "Yeah, when
Yeah,
it first came
2
out,
weeks
yeah,
ago.
yeah." I go, but last week we were selling it for $30. I go, this week it's selling for $40. I can't come close to giving you what you paid for it, and so then she looks around a little bit more, and then she comes back and she goes, "Well, lowest I'll take is 60." And I'm like,
The
it
lowest?
sells for, yeah. I go, it sells for 40. I go, I can't
It's
give
on
you.
your shelf with it for 40, and she'll take 60. This is a
Yeah.
good deal.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not. I go, I can't.
Did you tell her that these games are bad investments? Like, maybe you should buy
Yeah.
some crypto. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she looks around a little bit more and she goes, "Well, I won't take lower than 50." I'm like, "Oh my god!" I go, "Just keep the game." I go, "Keep the game and play it." I go, "I can't give you. I'm not giving you more than 22." And to be honest,
Well, if you
I don't even
hold
wanna
on
give you
to it
that.
for 20 years, it might be worth that
They
again.
gave it away free on Amazon Prime, like to Twitch, I think, just recently.
That
So-
game is, especially the live service games. Eventually,
Yeah.
they're
Right.
gonna be worth nothing. So
So,
Right.
Yeah.
all right. So, in your store, you sell other stuff besides games. I know you had an issue with candy or something being stolen. So,
Yes, I
what's
did.
what's the most popular non-gaming product or category or stuff that sells in your store?
Probably like little. We sell gaming keychains and we sell all kinds of like candy and just stuffed animals.
What if you had a dollar store in the corner? You had like aluminum foil, but it was like 2 feet of it. Did you ever think of like just throwing in
The
knickknacks?
super thin aluminum foil. It's like 6 feet in a package.
I don't want to turn into game stuff. I don't want to turn it. We still. I would say my selection's still like 90% games.
All right.
Good.
And how about fights? You get a lot of fights in your store too,
You ever-
like two customers
nerds,
going at
yeah.
it.
No, I never had that. To be honest, thank
That's
goodness.
good.
Oh, I probably will next week, John, because
Right.
you called the guy shitting in my store. And you talked about somebody shitting in my store, and then it happened. So
It is a VGO curse. It has happened before. You
Yeah.
gotta
All
be
right, so
careful.
you
Now
have you have some smelly customers that come in there. What's the best way to get rid of the smell? Is it
really candles?
Is
Yeah.
it
It's
Febreze?
candles.
It's candles.
It's candles.
It's candles.
It's candles.
Now, are you buying
and
big
Febreze.
Yankee candles, or is there a,
Yeah, I buy giant candles.
like
and I go,
sandwood? What's a big good?
What smell do you recommend? Evergreen to get rid of the shit.
I like. I don't know. I like vanilla. I usually go
Okay.
vanilla. So
That's a
yeah.
risky one. I'm kind of divided on vanilla. Sometimes it's too much for me, but that's a ballsy
Yeah.
move, which is perfect. So you do 3D printing. Like, would you ever 3D print fake carts? Because John, you just bought one for an SNES game. The collection went ape shit over it. Should he be getting in on this, like 3D printing things to sell with games as like extra
Well,
knickknacks?
I know he does that. I've seen
I
them.
do the giant ones.
He
yeah.
does like the oversized ones, and he
Right, but
sells
what
them
about
at
a
the
small
cons.
one like you just did?
A gold one? You
Yeah.
You couldn't do the gold. You'd
Why
have to
not?
spray paint it or some big ghetto.
I mean, I do the big gold ones, but
Not the gold plated like Zelda.
It would be hard to.
So what's the coolest thing you ever 3D printed then? Would it be that like
The VGO logo that's down
that's
here.
true.
That's pretty cool, but probably we got a giant 6-foot Pikachu in my window. That's probably the coolest thing.
You
we've
made
done.
you 3D printed a 6-foot.
Pikachu. Yep.
Did you really?
Yeah, we
Amazing.
did a Pikachu. We did a big Sonic. We did. I did a big Mega Man. So we've done a lot of statues. We got a Samus in my window right now. That's pretty cool. But it's the second one we've had. So we sell them at the cons. We'll take the statues and sell them there as well.
Awesome.
Cool.
Now,
So, yeah,
when,
that's
okay.
my favorite thing. To
Sorry,
do,
next
is make
question.
those-
When people bring when people bring their junk in, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Are
what
they
it is.
are they reusing like tomato boxes or
Yeah,
egg
what's the
boxes
strangest
or
receptacle
garbage
you've ever
bags?
received a trade in? Like someone's old
I
shoe.
mean, garbage bags, things, laundry baskets.
Laundry
those are-
bag-
Oh God.
Those are common. Yeah,
Yeah.
laundry baskets. That happens a lot.
Yikes.
Yeah.
And is there a TV in your store? Do you have like someone's YouTube channel on or
He's
sports
got the mummy
or
playing on loop.
Mummy or The View? Like what's on your TV?
We have multiple TVs, and we're usually playing whatever is the most popular game at
Oh,
the
good.
moment.
Yeah.
On one, and then on the other TV towards the back, we got all like the retro games. So you got all like the the classic sound effects going on. that
Oh,
people
set up
like
to the
hear.
TV. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And so when digital, this is the final question, when digital does finally take over, how many sandwich shops do you need to open
Yeah.
to
Is it going to be just
offset?
one or?
Probably 4. I'm going to say
Four.
4. Yeah.
But no, what
And-
would you be doing if you didn't sell games? Would you sell sports memorabilia? Would you have a pawn shop, or would you be doing something else? Like, what else are you interested to sell?
Well, 3D printing.
3D printing.
I'm just,
That's the thing.
yeah, I
Okay.
do 3D printing on the side. I besides the cartridges, I actually do sports and like local sports stuff, custom stuff for people.
Okay.
So that's what I really like to do, and I'll do that until I officially retire.
Right.
Nice.
I think I got about like 6-7 more years of the
You
game
got
store
time.
before-
Switch 2
Good.
is
Before
going
that
to keep you in
happens.
business. So that was fun. Thanks for doing that.
Well, there you go.
Um,
There's your
yeah.
10 questions with a game,
With the game
store,
store
guy.
guy. Yeah, we'll have it. We'll do it again. Send them in, and we'll save them. All right. Well, let's move on to what we played. Our games with balls.
Big balls.
Yep. Sounds like they're being yanked on while you're singing there.
This is climbing the country charts right now.
Is it?
This is going.
Yeah,
number
it's
one.
on and Hot
that
101.
country?
Hot 101
Oh.
in Nashville. It's bang.
All
It's
right.
banging right now.
Wow.
We're beating Darius right now
Okay.
on the charts. So
Good. I'm
All
glad
right,
we
Michelle.
could preview it here, premiere it here. All right, so I did play a ball game, and I played this game because I saw balls, and it's called Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit. And there is a big ball pit on the cover art, and it's kind of like I was interested because although I'm not like a huge Five Nights at Freddy fan, like I haven't played all the games. I played the first one. I thought it was creative. You know, I didn't know there were books and movies and this whole world.
There's a
But I
kart
saw-
racing game now too.
Yeah, it's this series of like gaming and everything. I don't even know what it is. This universe is like bigger than I ever thought. I had no clue like how
It's-
deep this well went.
It's huge. I have kids come in and ask about it all the time, and then they'll come in and they'll go, "Oh, do you have FAFNA or whatever?" And I'm like,
yes,
"What the hell is
FNIF.
that?"
People call it FNIF or something. And I was like hearing all these weird
What?
terms.
Wait, what?
Five Nights at Freddy's, like they call it
FNAF?
FNAF or something
FNAF.
like that. Yeah, and it's
But
the
did they
10-year
actually say
anniversary.
that? Did
I
they
think.
say FNAF?
Yeah,
they do.
they asked for that, and I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Is
He
that
had to
like
go Five Nights at
fork
Freddy's.
knife?
No, it's not like Fork Knife. So the thing with this game is it's not like the typical like camera system or any. I haven't played any of the other games, so I don't know. They probably all kind of are different in their own way. But Into the Pit is cool. It has this like pixel art graphics. It's basically a time traveling ball pit that you get sucked into. You go to another time of hell dimension, seeing Freddy or Jeff's Pizza, and like you're Oswald the kid. You get dropped up by your dad to the pizzeria. And you're just like eating a pizza. They're talking about getting ringworm in the ball pit. And it's got this like creepy Stranger Things feeling going on. And ball pits are fucking scary. We've talked about this before.
It looks like the Stranger Things game to me. Like
It
it's
has
like
that quote vibe, John. It has this like 80s arcade.
but it's like a
type of scary,
side-scrolling
spooky-
little 2D sprite game.
Yeah, it is. And there's like mini games. I played like Skeet Ball so far. It's broken up into like, I don't know, day-night cycles, but it's done in a way where you're kind of doing these little puzzles and exploring, but there's like a lot of like Five Nights at Freddy's lore here that like go over my head, but like there's a time traveling mechanic into that ball pit. And that's what that's all about. You get sucked down into a day-night cycle. Your dad keeps bringing you every day. And then it's like, you're kind of free of the whole camera mechanic thing, which is what, when I think of Five Nights at Freddy's, that's what I think of, just controlling the cameras.
The security
pizzeria.
cameras,
The
yeah.
security cameras, which was a creative idea. Now it's like a 2D puzzle game, lots of alternative endings. I didn't get to any of them yet. I played for only a little bit, but I do like this. It has like really, really, really positive reviews, but I don't know if you have to be like in this world to really appreciate this. But oh, so the same devs as WrestleQuest. Interesting. So yeah, I mean, I kind of like this. It just had like a good feeling to it. Like it was a little spooky, and I felt like, what the hell is going to happen? Like they nailed some sort of feeling with this game, and the look of it, the music, just everything about it, like the creepy, there's like a hide and seek thing that I just did like back at my house. Like, cause like there's this like overworld map where you can go between your house and school and the pizza parlor. And you're being chased by the creepy bunny, which of course to me is just Donnie Darko in my head, which is a great movie. If you've never seen it, go back and watch it again. So you're being chased by the creepy bunny. I forget his name. What is it? Like, he's not Freddy, because Freddy is the dog thing. But whatever, you're being chased by the creepy bunny and you're hiding around in your house. Like, it's just, oh, thank you for the gift sub, Sniper. So I just kind of like this. Like, it's not something I would typically play. Like I said, I'm not a Five Nights person, but I got scared. I did a little.
You got scared?
I did some mini games, and I really
Nice.
love the feel. Look, there's something about that 80s arcade Stranger Things feeling that works. I mean, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s or at all in that period, maybe if you're 20 right now, you don't get it. But growing up in that time, there's something about that that's just kind of fun to be in. And I feel like that's what this game captured, like that 80s, 90s arcade, you know, with the ball
Right.
pits that our mother told us not to go in because she told me a boy just peed in the balls, which was true. And apparently ringworm was in the balls, which you told me about, John. And they talked about it in
Sure,
this
there's
game.
some Xbox people pooping in the balls.
There's poop in the balls. You got to be
Do
careful
they
with
still
the balls.
have? I mean, I don't have young kids anymore. Do they still have ball pits at like
I think
these
they do.
places?
Like I think they do.
Really?
I wonder if a lot of them ended during COVID, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, just little kids snotting their nose in there, and they were peeing in there. I remember it at a Chuck E. Cheese. My mom said, "You're never going in the ball pit. There's kids pissing in there." I thought she was crazy, but that was a thing. Like they just
And I
would
feel
pee.
like when I was a kid at Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz, whatever, that
Yeah.
the ball pit was the size of a swimming pool. Like it wasn't like a little tiny thing. And I feel like
No.
the
There were just
one
like
huge.
kids getting lost in there and stomped
Right,
on. I
like
just feel
the
like
one-
they're a bad move.
Right.
Don't go in the
right,
ball
and there's
pit.
like
That's
some
what this
homeless
game-
guy living in the bottom of
Yeah,
it. Like
somebody put razor blades. I just feel like
you get my cools.
don't go in the ball pit was basically the message of this game. So time traveling ball pit at Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit. I think this is a cool ball game, but yeah.
Are you going to try 5 laps at Freddy's?
No, but I think this is the first of many games in the series. They said of this Into the Pit, like it's going to be a whole new kind of thing. I don't know. Like I can't knock.
Now,
what they're
Kevin,
doing.
you can't do anything with this. This is all digital, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that happens, but I got enough physical.
But you can
games to sell.
3D print. You should 3D print it.
That's what I was going to say with my question. Like, would you 3D print carts for games that are digital only? And you just give a code that you bought on Keymailer or something, whatever, and you just, write the code, print the cart, trick them.
Yeah, I'd probably get sued if I did too much.
That's
of
all right.
it,
You're
but
3D
yeah.
printing like a Samus. If Nintendo doesn't come for you, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get too successful with that.
All right. Well, the next thing I
Yeah.
want to talk about, I have to admit, it does take balls to bring this up.
Okay.
And maybe he's a little stupid. So I'm not going to do it because I want to have respect for this company. But you guys may have seen a Verge article that was published about them playing Deadlock, which is Valve's new game.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't
And
play this.
listen, the guy in
played
the
it
article
too.
basically mocked them. He's like, ha ha ha, I didn't hit the check mark in there. I didn't agree to not talk about this. Watch me, bitch. Here's my footage. Well, Valve went in and banned his account from the game. Not his Steam
really?
account. They
Is
just
that-
banned his account from the game.
Wait,
which
the
is-
author of the Verge
Yes.
article?
Yes. And
Yep.
so Tom Warren was there. A bunch of Verge people were defending their behavior. I don't think you're basically as a journalist, whoever, or even as a player, it's a verbal agreement, or not even verbal, whatever. It's just a friendly agreement to just not be an asshole. And if you violate it, they have the right to remove you from playing the game. First of all, you had if you were invited. And so I don't want to.
Okay, but the way they're doing it is someone gets in. And
Well,
then
here's-
that person
here's what
invites
happened. So
people,
this is
and
the
then
new-
that person invites
This
people,
is
and
the
that
new
person
game
invites
from the people from the guy who created like Dota and the guy who created like Team Fortress. Okay, it's not ready yet. It's not ready to be talked about yet. They haven't even talked about it. It was an inside leak that leaked in Discord. It wasn't supposed to leak. Okay, there were like 100 people playing or something like that. It got out because somebody streamed in Discord and it leaked. And then you know what they said? Basically, well, at this point, fuck it. They allowed invites through friends, and so of course now there were like 20,000 people playing at once or something. I don't remember the number. It was like a lot of people. And yes, I don't want to say if I played or not. I don't want to say anything about the game because I want to respect what they said. But it is weird when they say don't talk about this, but your friends can see you playing it. And so they're going to message you and be like, holy shit, what are you playing? Can I get in? So it's hard to not talk
Yeah.
about it, right? They're going to see you playing it on their list. And yes, you can invite your friends to play. So it is an awkward situation. That being said, I think if you're in the game playing and you see that they say, look, this isn't ready. This is placeholder. Like, don't talk about this. Do you agree to this? And you say yes. If you go and you start sharing it online on a major news website, you expect that you're going to get a little blowback. Now, they're not going to get sued, but I think it's perfectly acceptable to ban. They should stop crying about it, especially if you go in mocking. Now, that being said, what is the game? I mean, we can talk about what's kind of out there about it, which has been out there, not even by Valve saying it, but a little bit of a MOBA-esque shooter mixed with different element. I don't know what I don't want to even like say what the game is because I want to make sure I'm not talking about it. But there may have been multiple hours of a game played by a company I like and people who are involved with Steam that I did play. And
But again, that's not a secret. You can just look at your
It's not a secret.
profile on Steam and see that you
yes,
played it.
but you
for,
say you
What?
agree to not talk about it. You agree to not talk about it, and so I want
It
to
is a
try
little
to.
strange,
It's
though.
like Fight
It
Club.
is.
right.
Yeah. Well, this is how Gmail
But is
started.
it-
They said,
okay,
right,
let
with
me
the
ask a
invites,
question.
and
Is
then
this
eventually it just
is
goes
this
live,
marketing
right?
though? Is this
No,
marketing?
I don't think it is. People said it is, but I don't think it is because
I was wondering the same.
why would they ban the guy's account then? At The Verge.
Maybe because of his attitude. I don't know.
Maybe. It was like a dick thing. It was like, haha, I didn't hit the check mark. Suck it, Val. Yeah, it's like, okay, well, why would you So I want to make sure I'm respectful of that and not like talking about what it is. But yeah, I mean, there's stuff out there you can Google, you can look, you can see footage. I think it's a great thing to finally see some new stuff. And, but the game is when it's ready whatever, when it's ready, they'll talk about it. And I can't wait for that because I do want to bring it up. I do want to talk about it. But I think we're so far off of what this really is and what it will become that I think like it's just kind of, it's an awkward thing because it leaked and they kind of just said, well, fuck it then, but not enough. Like they didn't fully rip the Band-Aid off. They just sort of said like, but I
That
don't
guy
know.
thought he had balls.
He thought he had balls
Valve
and he got
cut him off.
They cut him right off. Now, speaking of balls, Black Myth Wukong. Now the benchmark tool came out. I think the game comes out next week or at the end of this week, maybe. I forget. This is a game that I was kind of like mixed on. I didn't know if I wanted to play it. So it's not really a Souls-like because it's like more linear and it's more, I think it's supposed to be a little more forgiving, more action-based, like, I don't know, like Bayonetta or something, people have said, John. But
Yeah.
the benchmark tool got me interested because I'm a graphics whore and, I wanted to see how good this game looked. And it's only out, I believe, on PlayStation and PC. I don't think this is Xbox. I could be wrong, but I was really blown away by the art direction of this game, by the actual graphics. It's Unreal 5, and they give you a lot of stuff to tinker with, ray tracing and DLSS and all that stuff you can test and see how it looks and runs.
I'm sorry, help me out. So this game isn't out, but they released what?
The benchmark tool.
Oh, okay. And you get to see...
I linked it to you. So you
Oh,
know
but
what
I
it
didn't
is.
do it. I know, but I'm looking on Steam. I don't see the benchmark tool, too.
So search Black Myth Wukong, and if you download it, it'll be under tools. And yeah, it's basically just going to go through and show you the world, show you the environment, do this little test like a benchmark, and then it'll show you your results and everything. And if you are, this game is very taxing. Now I have a 4090. I am on ultra wide, but I'm on 1440p, and I do need to run DLSS to get decent frames. If I even without ray tracing, it seems like, but with ray tracing, which is what I tried, this game is pushing your PC. And so on PlayStation, I think it's 30 frames at 1440p or at 4K, but of course it won't be to the fidelity of a PC thing. But there is going to be a performance mode on console, so they are going to have 60. They said on PlayStation. But yeah, I think this is. I was blown away. Like if you're
this
a PC
is on
person,
Xbox, by the way. Too.
Oh, is it okay? Because I didn't know if there. I didn't see it there. They were
X and S.
Okay. Is there a date for it?
August 20th.
Okay, because maybe
week.
PlayStation got the
1
marketing
week.
rights or something like that. Because I saw like that they were pushing it, and I was like, where's it on Xbox? So yeah, Black
Did you look
Myth
at the
Wukong.
requirements for this?
I didn't
Michelle?
look at the requirements. Let me see. I mean,
It says you only need a 1060.
well, maybe
Yeah,
if you're not
if you
running,
run it at 720p.
well, or if you're running graphics on low.
I might
Sure.
have to run this on my. I mean, my PC is starting to get older. I only got a 2070. So.
Well, you can do it on PlayStation, but I mean, I really
Yeah, I know.
I really loved how this looked. It really, this was a game where I was like, because this world looks so cool, and just like now I kind of want to play it more. So it's an action RPG with Chinese mythology. John, I think the combat style is going to be something you're super into, which is some of the games that people have mentioned with things that you've liked. Like I said, like Bayonetta.
Yeah.
But it just run the benchmark test. If you're out there and you're like a computer nerd like me, and you like to see what your computer can do, and you look for games that can push it, and you think games are going backwards, and that's why part of why I appreciated Alan Wake, because it looked kind of cool. So Black Myth Wukong, do the benchmark test. It's going to show you what your computer can do. I think I was impressed.
Just to kind of finish up the Xbox topic, it looks like it was delayed because of optimization.
So it's not coming
Probably
to
got to get
Xbox.
it. Well, they probably got to get it.
No, it
running on
is.
the S.
It is coming on Xbox.
Well, it's coming out August 19th. When's the date for Xbox?
I'm looking right now.
They probably have to get it optimized for the
So it's
S,
next
which
Monday
isn't
for
quite as
PC and
powerful.
PlayStation.
Yeah, it's been delayed on Xbox.
Do I have an Asian fetish? No, this is a pretty popular game. A lot of people are playing Wukong. It's not like some weird, obscure thing I pulled out of my ass.
I think I got some reserves for it too.
Yeah, I turned on my friends list on Steam, and I saw like 20 people doing this test, and then I go in our Discord, and Ted's talking about the test, and I'm like, I gotta do the test, and it's like, I can see why people are doing the test, because I know Hellblade and all that looks really good, but this is an actual game. It's not just going to be cool looking. You are fighting monsters. You are in a little bit of a light RPG. It's said to be more linear, not true open world. But, that's what we're all waiting for here, especially as PC gamers. Like, we want a game that blows you away graphically, but is also a game, not just a walking simulator. So
I personally been waiting for a game that makes me
want to upgrade.
think I need to upgrade my graphics card.
Yeah, me
Yep.
too. I'm thinking. Hopefully, you know what? Actually, for me, it might be Flight Simulator. If I
Yeah.
I kind of want to get into that, the new one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
'Cause
going to push you too.
It looks fucking sick.
You also got to practice. You got to practice for when you run those drugs from.
Yeah, Matt, just to clarify, there's people comparing it to Elden Ring, not necessarily Souls-like, and saying, is it the next Elden Ring? And people are saying, no, it's not Elden Ring because it's not an open world game. It's a small hub like areas with like linear play. So as far as not being like a Souls-like, they said the combat is kind of more like a Bayonetta type thing instead of more like dodge roll, slow, heavy hits. It seems to be more faster pace. So people just throw out Souls-like, but we don't know if technically, right, obviously until we play, the devs have said, no, this is not Souls-like. So whatever that means to them, right? So to me, from what I've seen, I think it means that the combat's a bit more faster paced and more action oriented, but I could be wrong. So I'm curious about it. Sauce, it's not a Japanese-like game. It's Chinese mythology. So I don't think that I've recommended Japanese games. I just think this is a popular game that's upcoming and a lot of people are playing it and a lot of people are running the test. I don't have an Asian fetish. I don't know what people are going off on in the chat. Like, this is, I mean, I'll be playing World of Warcraft next week and that's American.
The world's getting smaller though. We're getting exposed to more developers globally, you know?
Yeah.
Global developers.
But I just
than
played
we
a
used to.
Capcom game. I mean, I don't, these aren't obscure things. I mean, when you talk about gaming, it's not just American companies making games, but I play them just as much as I play anything else. So I'll be talking about World of Warcraft next week with everybody, and nobody's going to say, do you have an Irvine fetish, even though I live close to Irvine. So check out the Black Myth Wukong, which is not Japanese, it's Chinese, benchmark tool that came out. And I think it's really pretty. And then other than that, I have been playing a bunch of Sword of Convaleria. That game, like, you know the saying, fish where the fish are? So I don't know. This says there's only 5 million people that downloaded it, but I don't know what's going on in that game. So we started a guild and I'm playing with a couple of people in the Discord. I'm getting thousands of people applying like every week. Like, or at least
Really?
in this week. Yeah. Like that game is jumping and there's only 30 slots in the guild. So I'm like canceling, trying to get the people from the Discord in. There's like there's just a lot of people. I'm like, God darn this mobile gaming. Now, mostly I've played on my iPad. Mostly I'm playing on Steam. I do like tactics games. So this has been fun and it's just kind of crazy. Like just the amount of people involved in these other worlds that we don't really talk about. You know, I should be doing a Sort of Convaleria fucking podcast because the amount of like, people just, fish where the fish are, John. Like this game is huge. And, you know, I'll probably never touch it again after this next week. I'll probably just go in and claim my free things that they give. But I had a really good time with it. But it's a world that some people just live in. They play only these gacha games, only these PC mobile crossover games, you know, Zenless Zone Zero, Genshin Impact, whatever it may be. And, you know, it's just kind of fun for me to step into the world. But you could play this like forever. Like the content just doesn't.
That's
seem
kind
to
of the
end.
point, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of cool because
I was gonna say, so has it got you? Have you spent any money? Or
no, I spent money to support them. I bought a $15 like pack or something like that just to like get some points because I did want to support what they did. I was like, I love the soundtrack, which was done by the Tactics guy and the Ogre Tactics guy. So yeah, I did spend a little just to support, but didn't feel like I had to. And it's kind of a fun thing to do. Just the fact that you can cross over in a way. Like I have appreciated getting in bed at night. I'll play a match on my iPad before bed. And then the next day while I'm eating lunch, I'm like on my PC playing. So the crossplay is nice, John. I know you're big on crossplay. I don't get to do it much because I'm generally just a PC gamer. So that's been kind of interesting just to do that. And I wanted something just light to hold me over till next week because so basically, when is that? I mean, World of Warcraft is the 22nd. So next show will be normal. Matt will be back. But on the 27th, we're doing a World of Warcraft themed show. So that's when so next week, I don't know what we're playing. I don't know what the up and coming thing is, but we'll have to kind of talk to Matt and figure that out.
Kevin knows.
Well, Wukong. I mean, that's what's coming out, right? Isn't that coming out? Would that be next week? Do you have any interest in getting that, John?
I
mean, if you don't get it, I'm going to have to get it. One of us has to cover it. I mean, it's a huge...
I feel like I buy all those games. I ended up not loving those Neo.
Well, you like Bayonetta. It's
I
not
do.
Neo's Souls-like.
Well, whatever. Just all that stuff.
They're just not the same, though. But no, I hear you. Basically, one of us has to cover the game. I mean, it's a big release.
Well,
so
we'll
I may
figure
end
it
up
out.
getting it. We'll figure that out. But that's it for me. I am drinking
I'll be
hibiscus
playing
passion
Concord.
tea
I don't
with
know.
True Lemon. Concord. Ugh.
I'm kidding.
What do you have, a fat chick fetish? Anyway, what's up, Derek? All right, John, what did you play over there for our ball episode?
All right. So, Kevin, Call
Yeah.
of Duty takes a lot of balls to play, especially these
It does.
days.
You have to have big balls to play Call of Duty.
So they're doing something right now that I did, and I'm just curious if you think I'm crazy. So when I launched Call of Duty, they're saying if you text the word clearance to this number, they're going to start giving me intel for like some upcoming.
Oh, they want to get
Stuff.
your phone number, John, and get you on a list and sell your data and advertising
So I did
to you.
it. So they sent me back an image of a reactor, Kevin. So I think this is something to do with the zombies shit. And I do want to ask you with Call of Duty going to Game Pass, what does that do to you or nothing?
Probably, a little bit. It's just going to be less Xbox people buying it. And to be honest, Xbox is always kind of like that. So we always order a little bit less of Xbox than anything else. So
Right.
it's probably not going to affect me too much, but it'll be interesting. It will a little bit because there'll be some people, if they have both systems, they're just going to play it for free on their
Right.
Xbox. So
And like when a game like that comes out, do you also sell controllers and consoles and Band-Aids or whatever else you have there?
yeah, we saw all that stuff, and we'll have I get all the pre-order bonus codes and all the stuff that they have, so I'll have all that. But yeah, a lot of people go through controllers, especially with Call of Duty, because nowadays the controllers, as much as they don't want to tell you, they're made to break. So
Yep, just like
they'll start
everything.
drifting. Yeah, and I sell
Really?
a lot of controllers. Yeah, it's terrible.
What's the most? Which one fails the most?
It's probably PlayStation, just because more people are on PlayStation. But it's
Yeah.
everything: Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox. All of them fail.
I have yet to have an Xbox One fail. My PlayStation 5 controller got drift, and I had to buy a new one. And the Switch, obviously, but Nintendo's good about covering the warranty and stuff. They just give you new shit.
You're lucky, because
Really?
a lot of them they just go bad. And people are starting to realize that my one distributor, they're starting to sell replacement analog sticks, and they're Hall effect. And I don't know if you know what that is, but
I do.
It uses magnets, and the Dreamcast used to use that back in 1999, and none of those sticks have ever drifted. So I'm starting to get replacement Hall effect, and pretty soon I'm going to probably offer repair services for people's controllers.
Is that just like a simple drop-in, like the Steam Deck with the analog?
No, you gotta
Okay.
solder them all, and I wish the PlayStation 5, their Elite controller, or whatever it's called, I can't remember. I think it's Dual Edge. They have replacement analog sticks for $20. You can get replacements, and it's a whole module. You just pop them out and pop them in.
Right.
So that's kind of nice. It's worth it just for that. But $20 seems a little bit much for an analog stick.
So, Michelle, any questions about Call of Duty this week?
No,
You
it's
wanna
our
get
ball
more in
episode.
depth?
I was just wondering what ball games you played, because I went into the ball pit. I'm here.
I
What'd you
did.
do?
Okay, all right. I played a game. This is a really important game.
All right,
okay?
good. Let's go. I'm ready for some balls, some masculine balls. Let's
Got
do
balls.
Th-
Yep.
This
Got big-
this
big
is the
balls.
ballsiest thing I've ever done. Okay.
it. Okay.
All right. Now listen, billiards, pool.
Sure.
That is a game that uses
Balls.
balls. Okay.
I had a
Now
pool
imagine
vocal
if
growing
you
up.
could play billiards in real life. Okay. But the balls, every ball has a cat inside of it. And you play this game of billiards like in the sky, like in a town. And
Okay.
and if you get the cat balls into the holes,
What the fuck?
the cats then go to your house. So it's a way to collect them. You see, you have to
It's like
play.
Super Monkey Ball. There's a cat and a ball.
So, like, you turn into a crazy cat lady?
The game's called Cat Billiards, and you're playing billiards, and the balls are cats. And when the balls go into the holes, they go to your house. And then when you go back to your house, you have all these cats in your kitchen.
But John, I'm looking
and
at these pictures. This is quite possibly the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I just want to warn you guys before you go to cat billiards. It's just floating
What?
cats
No,
in circle
no.
pictures. There's no pool. I see no billiards.
Yes, there is.
Where?
What are you ta-
I see pictures
Okay.
of cats.
Okay, do you see the screen with the circles with the cat faces?
This is upsetting.
Those are
This is
balls.
not a billiards
okay?
game.
Those are fucking balls, and there's
5
holes.
user
in-
reviews, John. Where do you find them?
I type cat billiards, and I'm seeing tables
No,
on
no, no.
Amazon
Okay,
for
this
cats.
is a real. Okay, here's the description from the developer, and I believe it's someone in
it
Asia
is
or
on
something that
Steam.
made this.
Do you have an Asian fetish?
This is a simple casual game. Mm-hmm. You bring the cats home by playing billiards. The cats you bring home can be interacted with the mouse and make cute sounds.
John, what happened to you? Open Air Cafe
Can
really
you
got to you last
collect
week.
all 50 cats?
Why are
now,
you
I
yelling
play-
at us? This is supposed
Now,
to be
I want to tell you something. I played this game, and this game has 100 achievements. I've gotten 80 of them so far.
What the hell? I wouldn't brag about that, John. You don't have one achievement in like any Elder Scrolls game, but you have half of them here. Or more
I
than
have
half.
80 of
You have 80 of
100
100.
achievements
All right.
in cat billiards. Okay, now you get
Right.
an achievement
Wait a
every
minute.
time
you
fi-
can receive a cat every 30
There's-
seconds in game.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
5 reviews on this game.
I know. Like it's 99
Yeah, it's cat
cents.
billiards.
This is what comes to mind when you think balls. Yeah,
John's
we are
slowly
worried
turning
about
into
you.
a crazy cat lady.
Okay, what part of balls are you not
We're worried.
connecting
I was
here?
expecting. Okay, you said
What part of balls do you not get about
I
this?
thought it was
This
a
is cat
billiards game.
fucking billiards.
Men
You
around
understand?
a table with a cigar.
No,
holding
this
a
is cat
stick.
billiards. Okay?
Yeah, this is cat banana.
This is kind of a pussy game, John.
Yeah.
No. Okay. First of all, cats have balls. This is a game
Yeah.
where cats are in the balls. You
Yeah.
have to get the
I don't
balls
think they're
into
in
the
ball,
hole
Just pictures
to
of a
get
cat
the
on a
cat.
ball. I was sold a cat in a ball. I don't see a cat in a ball.
Now listen to this though. After you collect the cats, you go back to your home, and now the cats are
is
inside your
going
house.
on?
And- But you don't know which cats are new and which cats are old, so you have to pet all of them. Okay,
Yeah.
and it becomes so unwieldy because you
Is
have
that one
all
of the
these fucking.
achievements? Pet 10 cats. Is that what you're proud
Yeah,
of?
well,
that you achieved?
okay. So basically, there is an achievement for capturing the cat, and there's also an achievement for petting the cat.
You're
okay?
taking this seriously. Did you like this game?
So okay, so there's 50 cats, 2 achievements each. That's 100 achievements. I've gotten 80, which means I've found 40. I've petted 40. I need to find
Petted.
10 more, and I am not
Pet.
going to rest until I get every motherfucking one of these goddamn cats.
This
okay?
is what you're doing with your time.
You're gonna platinum this game, I see.
You know what, John? I appreciate your dedication.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understood the assignment. What
Yeah.
what are you not understanding
I mean,
here?
Look, there are balls involved. I get it.
Yes,
But
yes,
you said
yes.
pool. I was
Technically,
thinking
you did.
Technically, you A+ for effort. You give cat billiards a 5 of 5. I mean, did you like this? Because you got a lot of achievements, John.
I got 80 of 100 achievements, meaning I
Yeah.
found 40 of the
Right.
50 cats, and I
This
also
is-
pet 40 of the 50
Can this
cats.
be the only game you finish this year, please? So I can give you.
You got to
shit
write a
about it.
review on Steam.
Yes, and the review should just say cat balls.
So, yeah,
Right.
this is a great game. It's 99 cents. It's
Did
made
you get
by a
paid
small
for
team.
this? Okay.
No, it's made by Flower Studio. The only game they've
Wow.
ever made is Cat Billiards.
It's amazing they didn't go on to have another hit.
Oh, these guys are.
Now-
Sniper
now,
wants to know, how does it play on the beach? Because your brightness factor here, this new review.
Okay, now I did not play it on the beach. I played it only on my PC.
Right.
I didn't.
You sat in a chair and played this. Okay.
I don't know if it had. No, it didn't have. Well, I played in a window, so I don't know if it had ultra wide support.
Right. That's important for this game.
I mean, here's the bullet points. Game
Wait,
features.
you played in
This-
a window, like you were a cat
Window
sitting
mode.
in a window.
yeah.
And I played in windowed mode. Yeah, I didn't play full screen.
Oh! I thought you were sitting in a
No,
window
no, no,
like
no,
a
no.
cat.
This game features, by the way, if you're curious, Michelle, write this down for our show
I'm-
notes.
I'm good. I
the
tuned
game
out.
features 50 cats, which,
John, no.
I've already unlocked
What
40 of the
what was
50.
your favorite cat, John? What was your favorite?
There is
cat?
actually one cat that sticks out from all the other cats and also makes a really unique,
is
funny
weird.
noise. And it is a little, it did make me chuckle a little bit.
Oh
but
my God,
there's
don't
50
use that
cats. There's relaxing music. There's cute cat meows, which I can verify. There is mouse click interaction. That's true. And by the way, when you pet the cats, every time you pet the cat, a little heart comes off the cat, and then your food goes down.
I can't believe only 5 people have reviewed this gem. And now
Okay.
they're getting the most attention they ever have right now. Congratulations, Cat Billiards. What else did you play?
Now, by the way, if the developer, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on. I want to talk about this.
No.
I got some ideas
I
for
don't
Cat
want
Billiards
you on,
too.
dude. I don't know what you created. This game is an abomination, dude.
So
I don't know.
Are you going to go get a cat in real life now to go with? Your
I will
dog?
never own a cat ever in my
Jobber
life.
says,
Sorry.
wow, this is a longer review than John gave Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it is. That's why we love you, John.
And then the other game I played is called
Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers.
I know. I always want to say Dungeons and Dragons. It's called Dungeons and Degenerates. Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers. Now, this is another one of these rogue light or like card games, kind of like Balatro, but this game features blackjack. You're just playing blackjack. You're not playing like all the 5-card draw or whatever like Balatro.
Blackjack, the manliest of all the card games.
It is. You really do need balls to play blackjack. Now, Kevin, are you a big blackjack guy?
I like blackjack. Yeah.
Now, do you hit? Okay, so if you have a value of if your cards showing are more than 11, do you stay or do you hit?
I guess it depends what the dealer's showing.
I'd be counting cards with the other ones that have come out.
I'd probably hit if
you have 12 or more, you'd hit.
Yeah, well, if the dealer's showing something good, yeah. If they're showing a face card, I'd probably hit.
So anyway, all right. So this game is blackjack. It has that cool like Balatro kind of style. This is you playing against other players, like in a pub. There's actually multiple locations, and what they do in this game is you basically have health, and so does your opponent, and you're trying to kill all your opponents. You're not actually trying to deplete their money. You're actually trying to kill them with blackjack. And when you start the game, you select decks. I always pick the clubs because the club deck does more damage, and it does quite a bit. But they have all these special cards that they throw in, just like Balatro, that turn the game on its head, So you get a card that says, one of your players' cards will be swapped with this card or something, So like you're constantly fucking with each other, and that's kind of the game. And I feel like the special cards are a little not as intuitive or just not as effective, I feel like they don't matter as much as Balatro.
Yeah, people say it's not as well balanced. Things aren't not as well designed. It's okay, but if you're going to play one roguelike card game, it's Balatro.
Yeah, but this is not bad. I actually like this game. This is a good game. It really is. It's just different, okay?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it is a good blackjack game with progression, and it's telling a little bit of story. There's different locations. There's bosses. Like the first level is the pub. You have to beat the manager, and you're working up to the manager, and you might beat 5-6 people before him. By the time you get to him, you might have lost like 30, 40 health, and you're kind of like fucked, But they have these little
like
mechanics.
Dungeon bosses. That's why Dungeons and
Degenerates. And basically, but what they do though is like in between some of the rounds, you can like stay at the inn and then like get some of your health back. So there's a little bit of strategy, like if what you want to do to proceed. But if you stay at the inn, you got to spend your chips to do that, or you might get damaged if you select some power ups. So there's like a risk versus reward with picking some of the things, or you can just plow through and you get to the manager. You've got 20 health, but you've gotten a lot of good cards along the way, or you have the club deck, which I always pick, which does a lot of damage, and you might actually beat him really quick if your cards are right. And then after you play the manager, then you go to the next location and then the next location. But it's like a true roguelite. Like it doesn't like save progress. Like if you get to the third location, next time you play, you're starting at the first again.
But you come back a little stronger with the meta progression.
No, you're not.
Progression.
Well, you do.
You're not unlocking more.
You're adding cards to the deck.
Yeah.
So you are. Yeah. Okay. So yes, there is. So there's like a binder of all the cards you found in the game, and like in between rounds, if you beat somebody, they'll let you choose a card to add to your deck, and there might be like some gold ace that does whatever that does extra damage to the guy. But yeah, I guess those cards are constantly like staying in your deck, so the next time you play, you'll have more options. So I guess that is the meta progression. But I actually really totally dig it. In some weird way, I almost like it a little bit more than Balatro, but I do love Balatro. But it's a little bit different. It just really
this is. More
I think
straight roguelike, people say, like you said, John.
Yeah.
It's more like just blackjack with a twist.
Yeah, but I actually don't mind that at all. It's actually really kind of fun and mindless, and it's one of those games that I would put on my PC and have the last week here, and just put on the TV and whatever and chill out.
Is it beach friendly?
I would say that this game is beach friendly, but I did not have this when I was at the
Yeah.
beach. So, yeah, it's cool though. I recommend it. And then I did get some other stuff, but I started playing SteamWorld Heist 2. I'm not going to really talk about it till next week.
All right, talk about it next week. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
We're talking
It's a
about
lot
a
like
micro or something.
It's like the last game.
Yeah.
But that's it for me. I'm drinking a Coke Zero. All right, Kevin, what's going on over there? What ball games did you play?
I played all kinds of ball games.
Turn that shit off, John. Yeah, you played a big ball game, right? A new Madden came out that you got to play early because at a game store you
I
get to
did.
open it up.
I did. Look, I didn't get to play it as much as I wanted because I just got it in today, and I had to open today, so I didn't have a lot of time. So I only played a few games of Madden.
Now that came out today?
Technically, okay, the way it works, I hate this. I hate the way they do this now. So if you want to pay $100, get the deluxe version, which is digital only, you could get it today, and you can play it early. But for us, for the poors and the physical people that want to wait for the cheaper version, it comes out on Friday. I'm lucky since I own a game store. I got it already, and
Okay.
I can install it and I can play. I don't care.
Now, when does Phil put this on Game Pass?
It would be EA. So
I
it's their
understand.
EA Play. if you're part of their EA Play, I think you get they give you 10
that's
hours.
right.
You can play it for 10 hours if you're an EA Play, and then later in the year they'll probably drop it on there.
But doesn't EA play? It does come with PC Game Pass, yeah. So I could have played it too, technically, right?
You can't play it early unless you pay for the big version, the $100 version.
Okay.
You won't be able to play even that 10-hour trial until Friday
Gotcha.
on the EA Play.
That's weird.
Now, Kevin, admittedly, I've never gotten into a Madden ever. I got into NFL 2K, whatever. That's
I love
it.
NFL 2K. You know that.
I know
talked
that.
about that a million times. Yeah.
I love the show. Is there any reason why I'm not into this?
And what are they doing different this time with 25?
right.
It's the same
Is there a career mode? Can I? What's going on here?
They're doing some more stuff. I didn't get to mess around with all the mini games and stuff, but I would tell you, just in gameplay in general, they've upped their game a little bit. I will say Madden's actually pretty decent this year. I've always been I've hated it for a long time, but I played the college football that came out a few weeks ago, and they really they actually upped their game a little bit. The Madden, I will say they added a ton more animation, so the guys they look closer to real life. They run like they do in real life. They added. If you're a football person, one thing you could do that they added this year is you can change what the receiver is going to. It's called a hot route. So if you in real life they'll motion out to the receiver, tell them to do a hot route. Well, in this one, not only can you do a hot route, they call it custom stems, where you can change it right on the fly. So you can have them. If you want to have them do a 5-yard in, a 10-yard in, a 20-yard in, and if you're really good at reading defenses, it's a big step up for video games. You've never had that
Really?
in the past.
Now, is Taylor Swift in the crowd anywhere? Anything like that?
I didn't see her. I don't think even EA could afford to put her in the crowd.
In one of the skyboxes? Anything? Just give me something.
No,
a little
but I will say they actually
Did you just say
it's
I'm
actually-
quitting this show?
Yeah,
Just
a little
after
Tay-Tay.
Cat Billiards, and he just said Tay-Tay. I think I'm leaving. I think I'm gonna leave.
the game is beautiful, though. It looks fantastic. I will say that the AI is still kind of lame in the game, but if you're just going to play a season, playing online is frustrating because people take advantage of the dumb AI, and I don't recommend playing online. But if you just want to play a season, or if you just want to, I know people like the Ultimate Team. I'm not into that, where you pick your guys from all over the league and build a super team. That's not my thing, but I just
Is it like the Diamond Dynasty thing?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
But that's
with the
my
stubs
favorite
and all
part of
that.
the show. I love that.
Yeah, a lot of people do. And it seems like people are either like me, they just want to play a season, or there's people that want to, do the ultimate teams or the show with the stubs. But that's where they make their big money. You're buying the packs, you're getting you're gambling to try to get the best players, and then you go online and play with your super team against other people's super teams.
Right.
Not really my thing.
Now, what I liked about the show, too, there's a lot of bite-sized challenges that you could do, in 10 minutes. Is there stuff like that in here, too?
Yeah, there's all kinds of mini games. There was just different ones where you're just running the ball, and there's guys. There's like tackling dummies, trying to knock you down. You're just trying to get through as fast as you can. It's kind of cool. They added a lot of stuff that they had in the old Maddens years ago that they've taken out over the years. And it seems like they actually tried this year and put it back. So I'm actually saying Madden's fairly decent this year. I was kind of surprised.
See, I'm
Now
surprised
the
they don't
reviews
just
on
sell-
Steam are not very good.
Well, I mean, people are probably pissed about the early access. I'm surprised they just don't sell like one Madden game like for $70, and then every year just ask for like $40 for the roster update with like the new version. Like, I can't believe people just keep
That's
buying this
basically
game
what they
every-
do anyway. I mean,
No, but they charge 70 to 100 every year.
I know,
Yeah,
but,
it's $70 or
but it's
100
still
for
a
the-
roster. I mean, like, I know I'm.
Right, but
I
I'm
know I
saying,
keep-
why isn't it just a universe, like the Madden universe, and you just pay to upgrade with like updates every year? Is it
I
really
think we're
worth a
getting
new game
closer
every
to that.
year?
Like Call of Duty's getting the closest to that right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
They do
So
that in
Hitman
Japan
did it.
with baseball.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, really?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
That makes sense.
Yeah, with baseball in Japan, they come out like every couple years, and they'll for those they'll just do roster updates for a few years before they come out with the new one.
Which makes the most
Yeah.
sense because, you know, again, going back to the show, I play that every year, especially now that it's on Game Pass. But they're all the same fucking game the last 5 years. Like, nothing's changed at all, really, with these
Yeah.
games, except for the players.
I will say this one, the graphics are better, but
Yeah.
the reason they do it is so because all the whales are the people that do that Ultimate Team, and then they have to start over every year when you come out with the new version.
Right.
Right.
Whereas they
Ooh.
they have their super team last year, and now nobody cares anymore. You got to get a new one, so that's why they do
It's a
it.
gotcha game, even though they
It
charge
is.
for
It is a gotcha game.
Yeah.
Definitely a gotcha game.
And is this, like, one of the biggest sellers in the store?
Oh, by far, yeah. Well, I haven't really sold any because it comes out Friday.
But
officially.
historically, yeah.
Yeah, and I would say college football. It was fantastic to see college football come out because it was only on the PS5 and the Series X. So a lot of people were upgrading from PS4s and Xbox Ones to get the new consoles because it's only on there. So that game's been great for me.
Well, you're
in the last couple
in
weeks.
the hotbed, too, for that kind of college football
Yeah.
shit with Ohio, right?
Yeah, Ohio State. Yeah. But I actually, you know what? Where my store is, it's a ton of Michigan people because Charles Woodson is from Fremont. He went to the high school. It's about a mile from my store, so there's a ton of Michigan people. So it's like half the city's Michigan, half the city's Ohio State fans. It's kind of
That's
cool.
like me in Connecticut, where I had to hear about the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees, and it was a fight sometimes in college when the games were going on. So yeah, you're in a good football area. I played one Madden so long ago. I think graphics are important though. The fact that you said it looks better this year, you kind of feel like it's not. It might be.
It
worth
looks
it for
better,
people
and
to
they added a lot of animation. So like,
Yeah.
it's not, you don't see as many, like in the old ones, you would see a lot of like the same stuff over and over again. And this
Yeah.
one, they added quite. I hear it's like thousands of new animations.
I like the commentating
and,
in the sports games. I always think that's good.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
This one's kind of cool too. You get the choice between 3 different teams of commentators. So if you
Okay.
don't like one, you can change it to.
People would love that on
another
the show,
one.
I'm sure. Can we mute Michelle this episode? Get John up. So yeah, no, I like that. The commentating is always fun, but I think,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can't believe it's still that popular. Isn't John Madden dead? Is he
Yeah,
dead?
he's been dead for a long time.
That's right.
He's just iconic.
I don't
He's
think,
football.
Michelle, I don't think kids even know who Madden is anymore. Like,
yeah,
probably
that's
not.
what- Well, the kids aren't buying this game, right?
is
He's just
this is this named after Steve Madden? I love his clothing.
The kids are buying this game, and the thing is, it's been 20 years since they had any competition, so this is all they know.
right. That's true. They grew up on it.
But the college football 2K or whatever 225, what is that? The college football.
College
20?
football 25. Yep, it's
Is
good.
that a better game?
It's really good, but once again, it still has kind of EA uses a Frostbite engine, and it's sometimes you get some wonky stuff because you get some crazy physics in the game.
That engine is overrated at this point.
Oh, they need to come up with a new engine at this point. But they did a good job with it, and I will say it is really fun to play. But there's just some stuff like the AI is kind of
Yeah,
dumb.
they got to
in
get
it,
the AI
so-
right. It sounds like.
Yeah. I would say NFL 2K5 20 years ago had better AI than even the current Maddens, which is kind of sad, but it's
Yep.
true. But I do like it. It's fun to play. I usually hate the EA games, but I actually like it this year. I would recommend it.
Yeah, and you play a lot of football on your YouTube channel. If you want to give it
I
out, right?
do.
You've been playing.
Yeah, it's at CC Game CEO, but I usually play
2K.
NFL 2K5,
Okay.
update it with modern rosters.
Now,
and
did you
graphics
put
and
Taylor
stuff.
Swift in that?
Oh no.
I did, John. Just for
Oh, you
you.
did you
At least
really?
he didn't say Tay.
I did in the. Well, it kind of looks like her, But yeah, I put like a Kelsey jersey on one of the girls. Try to
throw a hot dog
You got to
at
use your
her.
imagination.
Yeah.
The game's 20 years old. It wasn't. You can only do so much with it, but yeah. Anyway, so I played that. That was good. I did play another game that I actually played 2 more games. One you might really like, and this one it's not quite balls, but it does have some round
right.
objects.
After
in
cat
it that you
billiards,
have to
we'll allow
collect.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So
wait.
Just keep going. Don't listen. Okay.
Billiards, it's a literal ball game.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Not with what I saw.
And you're trying to tell me that a donut is a ball?
I didn't even say it was a donut.
say it yet.
Wait, spoilers, John.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
All right.
All right, so I played a game. It's called Donut Dodo, and the reason I'm bringing this up because I think you would really like it, John. It's an arcade game, and if you didn't know better, you would think this was like around like back in the '80s.
Yeah, it looks kind of like Burger Time or something. Or
It's kind of like Burger Time, Popeye, Donkey Kong, all in one. So there's this giant dodo, and he has a giant donut, and then there's little donuts throughout the stage, and you have to go collect them. And there's all these little enemies running around the stage, and you'll get some enemies that they'll come down a ladder and they'll only go to the right, and they'll keep going. So you'll kind of learn the enemies. And once you collect all the little donuts, you got to get the giant donut in the middle from the dodo, and then you go to the next stage. And it's like a $5 game. It's great. If you like old school stuff like that, you should give it a try. It's on.
yeah, I'm
everything.
going to
It's
buy
on
this for the Steam Deck. It's on the Switch too.
It's
I'm
on
seeing.
Switch. I bought it on Switch.
Okay.
And I really, really like it. Someone recommended it on
Is there
a
like
YouTube channel that I
leaderboards
like.
and stuff? Or
Yep. There's leaderboards, all that stuff. It's
I'm
just
in.
fun. There's like 4 or 5 stages, just like Donkey Kong or something like that, but it's great.
And then it just repeats and gets harder? Is that kind of...
Yeah. And there's all kinds of little enemies. I just think it's awesome. If you like old school arcade games, you'll love it. I think whoever made it did a great job. Who is it? Pixel Games is the developer. Pixel Games Sarl S. I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
I've never heard of them.
they also did Cash Cow DX. I know Michelle talked about that. Sir Lovelot.
Did I?
No.
I know. I
see
didn't.
that.
You're
And
supposed to go.
Siggy,
They did
some game called
Siggy, a
Siggy.
fart for Melisina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know any of those other games, but Donut Dodo is actually pretty sweet.
More people
I like
played
the
this
art.
game than cat billiards, John. Shut the fuck up.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, this
you're
has
acting-
184 reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cat Billiards at
now.
5.
But
Yeah.
tomorrow, this totally different story after this
Okay,
coverage of cat
that's
billiards.
Right. Please, somebody shout out VGO on the cat billiards reviews. All right, so Donut Dodo. What else?
And I played one more game, and this was there's nothing more manly than having guns and having to level up your guns and level up your characters. And I'm not talking about Call of Duty.
Delta
I'm talking
Force.
about I'm talking about Metal Slug
Concord.
Awakening. I
Oh.
played Metal Slug Awakening, and I love Metal Slug. I love the old arcade Metal Slug games, and this one it came out on mobile like a couple months ago.
Dude, is it me? Or did they just release like
Somebody got
5
the
Metal
license.
Slug
His-
games?
Yeah, he
Like,
got
they
his
did.
wife
They
as
did.
she's going nuts.
Because I played Tactics and
Yep.
some other. I played. I didn't know they did a third game.
I'm not into the tactics.
This is
though. I like,
Tencent. This is
Yes,
Tencent too.
Tencent made this, and I didn't like it when it was on mobile because I hate touch controls. But it came out on PC a few weeks ago, and it's basically just a mobile game on PC.
It's free.
But it's free to play. It's they give you rewards for coming in every day. It's cool. Just they have a story. I haven't spent any money, and I've probably played about 10 hours of this game.
Yeah.
And I go in, I play a couple levels, and that's good for me. And then the next day I come in, get my rewards, play a few more levels, and I love it. If you love Metal Slug, it's great. The only difference from a regular Metal Slug game is, you have to like kind of stick with a weapon and you level it up, and they don't drop weapons in the levels like they used to on the old arcade game.
Right.
You actually,
But the
you actually
gameplay
have-
is straight up side scrolling shoot 'em
it's
up.
straight up Metal Slug.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
straight up Metal Slug, and they also have co-op There's a co-op mode where you want to play through the levels. You want to earn your little pieces, parts that you get in the game to level up your character and your guns, and then you gotta level them up so high so you can get to the next level. You know, if you're not at a certain level, you'll die. So that's how they get you. They want you to pay to level up your character. I haven't paid a dime, and I've probably played like 10 hours. I think you could probably play the whole story without paying any money. But it is fun to do the multiplayer, and they have a whole hub world, and they have where you can dig. You earn these pickaxes by playing the game, and then when you dig in the ground, you get resources to level up your character. I gotta say, I really like it. I was shocked. I thought it was going to be complete trash.
I'll put this on my Steam Deck too.
It's free. It would be very beach friendly. It's very bright.
Yeah,
That's good.
But it's all 3D, and it's cool because they did a good job. The Metal Slug games were so based on this awesome animation, and I was afraid when it goes to 3D you wouldn't get that same thing. But they have all the same animations. They have all the same voices, all the same bosses. They even have a PvP mode, which I haven't done yet, but I'm assuming it's probably similar to like a Smash Brothers type of room where you're in like one room. There was one mode I played where you pick different power ups in between each level, and like one of them was you have a little turret. I picked a turret, and it'll help you shoot the enemies, and you got to survive for so long. And then you go to the next level, and then you pick another power up, and eventually you get to a boss. And that was kind of fun playing those over and over. I like Metal Slug. If you like Metal Slug, if you like side scrolling,
But you didn't like Tactics? Because I did not hate that.
I didn't like this.
Not Tactics. What was the one I played? It was
I never liked Tactics.
what was Metal Slug Defense? What was the one I played? Metal Slug
forget.
Attack.
I forgot.
I just played it. It wasn't Tactics. I didn't play Tactics.
It was 3 Metal Slug games now in like 2 weeks. So I don't remember.
I know what is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of Metal Slug, and in this game too, you do have 3 characters. So if you die, you get to switch between
Metal
the characters
Slug
on the fly.
Attack Reloaded. That's the one I've been playing.
Okay, yeah, but that one's like 2D, isn't it? That's 2D.
It's
animation?
2D, but it's like a turn-based kind of. It's not a Metal Slug side-scrolling game. You basically have all these points, and you're spending them on the different characters, and you're launching them. It's a tower defense type game. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just straight Metal Slug, and it does have like some mixed reviews. I could see why some people don't like it if you because there are some stages, if you haven't leveled up your character enough, you're just going to get destroyed. But I still think it's fun. I haven't spent a dime, and I've got about 10 hours.
That's probably why the reviews are mixed too, because it's free and you could spend. They don't really like it on Steam.
On Steam, they don't like that.
Sword of Convaleria started off mixed. Now it's mostly positive. It took people time to like play it and see like, oh, you can actually don't need to spend anything. So people, that could be why. It could be that the game is great, but it's just because it's free with pay stuff in there, they're going to shit on it.
If you like Metal Slug, you'll like this game. That's
okay.
What do you think about these mobile type games going to Steam with the same gotcha stuff built in?
I don't see a problem with it as an option, but
I don't see a problem. I mean, I like it. I like that I didn't have to pay anything for it, but I don't know. I might give them a little bit of money.
But I mean,
really
10 years ago, there wasn't any of this stuff in Steam.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I always say this, like I argue in our Discord about it when people shit on like some of the silly games on Steam. I say just because Amazon sells like something I don't want, like a doily for your ass crack, doesn't mean that everything else on there is useless.
Those
and
were
I don't
out of
want
stock
it.
last
It's a storefront. Well, I like the ass crack doilies. You do want to keep that clean. No, but I just feel like it's an option. It's there. People can play it. They can try it. You know what you're getting into when you turn on one of these games that are free to, and sometimes you'll be pleasantly surprised that you played a game for 100 hours and didn't spend anything, and the whales are carrying you.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be complete trash, and I was shocked that I like it. Like there's 2 different control modes too. You can play with the WADs, and you can aim with your mouse, or you can use a controller, and and it kind of auto aims, but you can also just use the other analog stick to aim where you want to shoot, and it works really well. I like it. I like playing with the controller. So I was all in once they came out with the controller mode.
Yeah. Why not charge a flat fee? Wouldn't it be better, Kiwi? Well, I can only speak for like my game, Swords of Convaleria. I wouldn't want the flat fee at the end of the day because I feel like people that don't have any money can play this for free. Like I played 80 hours for free before I wanted to support them. And if it was a flat $60 fee, I would have paid $60. So
to be honest, I was going to say too, I would love to see them make a complete game where I paid the full amount and it came out on like Switch or Xbox or whatever, and they use this graphic engine because it actually I think it looks pretty sweet.
Well, that going back to that Metal Slug Attack game that I talked about. Mm-hmm. That game was on mobile and was free to play with all kinds of microtransactions.
Yeah.
And they took the whole thing and all the content and just bundled it together for $10 on Switch.
But it should be
well, that's what they did on the Switch, though. They took Metal Slug Attack,
be 60.
put all the content together, you pay $10 and everything's there. There's no microtransactions. That's a better way to handle it, honestly. Right?
Yeah. Well, for my game, no, because I never would have played it. I never would have bought my game for 60. I never would have thought to try it. I never would have had 80 fun hours in the game and maybe 20 more, so 100. I think that it can work. I hope my game, just for my game, goes to Steam. Goes to Switch with like a $60 thing because I think it will sell very well. But you can't pick and choose and make everything for just because it's an offering on the storefront. I don't think that's a bad thing because you don't have to play it and you don't have to partake in that world.
I think it's worth a try though on this game. For free, just try it.
Right.
You might like it. If you don't like it,
unless you have no self-control and you're just like, holy shit, I spent $1,000 this month on. So you're like, okay, well then, dude, you shouldn't be on the computer anyway. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Well, what are you drinking? Oh, sorry.
I am drinking a Mountain Dew Zero.
All right. Let's go to news. The big news this week, I think, for some people was that Xbox studio Tango Gameworks, with all that drama we heard about how they were shutting them down and blah, blah, blah. Turns out they've been acquired by PUBG's Krafton Inc., saving it from closure. Now, people don't know if this was the plan. Did they change their mind? But so if you were concerned, because a lot of people out there were just suddenly so concerned with the lives of these game developers and how they were going to be eating ramen.
They're so vested in these people.
These guys are going to be okay now. They'll be working for the I don't know if they're going to be okay. That's a weird pickup with the PUBG Krafton. What do you think of this?
I don't.
Kind of weird.
Do people buy PUBG, by the way, on Xbox?
I don't know.
Kevin? No, I'm asking Kevin.
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't sold one of those in forever.
No, I bought it.
It used to come out on disc.
I have it somewhere in this house on disc.
I probably have some at my store, but I don't think I've sold one in forever.
Yeah. I wanted to ask Kevin this story. Michelle, did you want to say anything else about that?
No, I just wanted to make everybody out there that you can sleep well tonight. I know you've been worried. Okay, I've seen your tweets. You're worried about these people. Go ahead, John.
Yeah. So, Kevin, I've been reading a lot and hearing a lot about the 360 lately.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, for one, they shut down the store.
Yep.
Okay. And by the way, like last year when I revisited my 360 to play Guitar Hero and Tony Hawk, I could not believe that fucking store was still up and running, and I couldn't believe they were still giving me free games on there with gold. Like literally last year, they were still giving you free games for the 360 if you owned it. So anyway, so I've been reading a lot about how the value of these games is skyrocketing.
Some of them, yeah.
And with the store being shut, I've been seeing that people are modding their 360s to run every single game. Like there's some kind of way to get every single fucking game on the console with some hacking and mods and SSDs and all that.
That's been around for a while. Yeah, people do that.
But is there buzz? I just wanted to know because you're kind of in the trenches,
Yeah, there's a lot of people that come in and you can tell, like especially the collectors are trying to find the good deals before the games really skyrocket in price. But we're constantly we've been checking that section all the time and changing prices as they're rising. So
really,
you better come in before they start skyrocketing.
So I was gonna say what games?
One of the main ones that skyrocketed recently, but mainly because it closed down, but also you can't get Deadpool anymore. So Deadpool is going through the roof, especially with the movie going out. So, but yeah, some of them have come down in price. I would say college football, used to be a $200 game. Now it's only about $70 because
what?
College football 14 because that was the last one until the new one came out. So it's all supply and demand.
Yeah.
So, some games the demand has come down. Some games the demands went up. And since they shut down the store, some of the demand has went up on some of these games you can't get anymore, especially the ones that aren't on Xbox. That aren't backwards compatible.
Right. Like Tony Hawk and Guitar Hero and all that shit because of the music licensing. Because that's the only reason I still have that thing hooked up. Because like a year or two ago, I went on this rampage trying to buy every Tony Hawk game.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, and the 360 was definitely the best place to be. I thought for
360 is a good system.
It was amazing, dude. I mean, listen, this podcast pretty much started with that. You know, we started with the original Xbox, but when the 360 came out, holy fuck! Like,
Yep.
it was truly a next gen leap, and Xbox Live was so great back then. But now you go back to it, the interface is so bad. Like it was like this was modern. Like it looks like just garbage.
I miss the original, the blades that they had when it first came out.
Yeah.
that was
Right.
the best. I like that. I like that interface.
Right.
Xbox changes their interface way too often, by the way. Even though they've been stuck on this current one with the boxes for a while.
Right.
But they always move shit around.
I like
and
it
it's
better
annoying.
than the PS5. I think it just seems more alive than the PS5. The PS5 is so static.
You always
looking
said
to
that,
me.
John.
I know.
I agree, but as somebody who runs a game store, man, the Xbox is a pain in the ass when it gets traded in because it's so dependent on the internet. And if somebody like wipes their account, we got to put a new account on it, and then they
you
always
do?
Xbox.
What do you mean?
Yeah, to test it. I got to have an account before I can like test it. So I got to put an account. You know, I got to put all the information in, which you can do it on your phone now, so it's not as hard. But Xbox always likes to move where you format the system, and it gets annoying. I swear, like every couple months they change the spot, and I got to go hunting for it.
Oh,
That's
you need
crazy.
like in the settings menu to format.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
move it
yeah.
around.
yeah. Or they call it something different on like they'll call it initialize on some of the systems instead of format. It's weird.
So, Michelle, Sony, the
Yes.
PlayStation Store, I guess there was a mistake made.
Okay.
They listed Red Dead Redemption on the PS Store, the PlayStation Store, saying now on PC for the first time ever, and it wasn't supposed to.
What people weren't supposed to know.
That wasn't. Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, I have to admit, so I guess someone screwed up and let the cat out of the bag that they're about to release Red Dead on PC.
well, second one was out on PC, right? But not the first. Isn't
Yeah,
that
okay,
what
that
was-
exactly. I was wondering. Wait, this
Wait,
game's
am I
not
right?
on there.
Yeah, the second one's on PC.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so the
just-
first one's not.
It's not a Is it a remaster? And maybe it's a new kind of.
So this version that's going to be on the PC, it features all the 2023 console version upgrades,
Okay.
plus this PC-specific enhancements, including support for increased resolution and frame rates, multiple displays, and other accessories, plus spatial surround sound. So,
Okay.
there was a Red Dead like console,
DLC.
whatever, like update, right, in 2023.
Right. Yeah, it came out for like PS4, Switch, Xbox. Yep.
Well, this is Sony's plan, right? They're even going back, it looks like, through older games, through the catalog, and just kind of doing this because it's free money they're leaving on the table.
Well,
They
this
did
is not Sony's game though. This is Rockstar.
Oh,
the-
well, yeah.
it was
duh.
leaked
I'm not
accidentally
thinking.
on the PlayStation. Yeah.
But I think this is what a lot of people are doing because they've all been working with these companies that do the ports now. They're kind of
Yeah.
established. They all have relationships with them. Sony just did it. They just took on another company that does PC ports. So I feel like we're going to be seeing this more and more. Like even if the game's not new, we're going to be. I mean, Bloodborne,
Which is
just
fine. I mean, this
what
is
the
how
one
we
people
archive
want.
games.
So
like,
yeah.
How well do you think this is going to sell? Because I'm pretty sure most of the people that want to play this have just went to the high seas already on PC for it.
Right.
And, just emulated the 360
Exactly.
or the
Because
PS3 version.
Yeah.
yeah, but I guess so. But I was thinking maybe I want to get this and play it with ultra wide and not do any mods and whatever. Like I suppose you could do all that with emulation too these days.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it with the Switch emulator. So
Yeah, I mean, it's on Switch, so you could emulate it right now if you really wanted to.
right.
That's got to be a shit
That
show
would be
on
weird.
Switch.
But although some of the things they have,
It's
I
not
don't know.
bad on there, to be
Really?
honest. I mean, you got to remember, it came out on... the Switch is essentially about as powerful as a 360, so it
yeah,
translated
that makes
pretty
sense.
well.
I was playing
that's
Saints
true.
Row on my vacation, but not beach friendly.
oh no. Speaking of beach friendly, what was the Steam Deck news you want to talk about, John? Because people were saying like, I just heard something like Switch 2 will maybe be almost as powerful as the Steam Deck is now. Like that's not enough, right? Because
No,
I
it's
saw
not.
that article.
is
Yeah.
that true? Like, what do you think of this, and what's going on with the new Steam Deck shit?
Well, yeah, I guess there's like some rumors about a big upgrade, and the one thing I'm seeing here is that it's going to have better streaming to the system.
Yeah,
That's
well, I
not-
mean, my experience with that is, look, I've done that at my sister's house. She has an NVIDIA Shield, and she has streamed from her gaming PC to the Shield in the living room. And because it's on your local network, it's not internet. Like, it's actually not a bad experience. You know, you're not going to play multiplayer gaming on it, maybe, but I don't know. Like, that could make it like a PS Portal, so you can play local and streaming.
Right.
I guess. So if a game,
it's just that,
I don't know why
the Steam
you do
Deck to
that,
me though
but
actually does a okay job with heavy games though, like Spider-Man or even Cyberpunk.
But you're still going to get a better experience on your 4090 on your network.
Yeah, of course. But also, supposedly, they're going to be adding VR integration. And I saw people doing this already, like hooking up headsets to the Steam Deck. And like, can you imagine like going on a plane and what?
Maybe they'll do it with a new PlayStation adapter kit, because the PSVR just went to PC, but it doesn't it doesn't have like eye tracking on it. So it's like, what the hell? Maybe it'll come with an update.
That thing's dead. The PSVR. I don't even have anybody looking for them anymore.
Okay. So I mean, how about the PS Go thing?
The Portal, you mean?
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the Portal. Those they sell, but you know, to be honest, like, and it's so dependent on your internet connection. If you don't have a great internet connection, it's gonna suck. So I get people trade them in all the time, and then I usually sell them pretty quickly. But yeah, they're just not the greatest. It just all depends on your. If you have great internet, I would recommend getting one. But if you have just okay internet,
internet
don't get
if you're
it.
not at your home, right? You're not at your
well,
network
it's also
at home.
it's dependent on both. You know, if you don't have good internet at home, you might as well forget it. Even if you have great internet wherever you are, because it's got to send it out over your
but I mean,
internet.
if you're on home in your own home network with your
it's probably pretty. It's pretty decent there if you have
Okay.
decent internet. Yeah, if you have
Well,
a good,
it's not
good
internet,
Wi-Fi.
right? Technically, it's your network.
It's Wi-Fi, but still, even that is spotty in some people's homes. You know, with their they get the Wi-Fi router that comes from the cable company, and it's just garbage.
You're connecting.
No, I
to your
understand,
other
but you're still using Wi-Fi or wireless.
Speeds. That's network
for
speeds,
everybody
not internet
that
speeds.
listens. I was going to say, for everybody that listens to here, and you guys, you know, these are like
the average
top
person's
gamers.
not going to understand what's going on. They're going to say this thing doesn't work.
Right.
It's shitty at home. Take this back.
Right.
Yeah. It's just not.
Well,
a
that's
good
what I'm
device
saying,
at the
Michelle.
end of the
Because
day,
like, you go to Comcast and you take whatever Wi-Fi router they give you, and it's probably shit. You know, for this.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm just saying.
I'm sure a lot of people have great luck with it, but I'm just saying, like, for the average person, it's not the greatest device.
It's confusing for people.
Honestly, if you really wanted to do that, I would say get a Steam Deck and install the.
But the internet speed is what your speed is connecting outside of your local network, so that won't impact you if you're at home. Is all I'm saying, John. It's if people take.
But if your Wi-Fi in your house is bullshit, it will affect you though.
If you're thinking about you really want one, just load it up on your phone and see how well it works.
Well, this is what I'm getting at, and also the Steam Deck. I've done this with my Steam Deck. I've connected it to my PlayStation 5. I don't remember the name of the program. It was like Haichu or something.
Gesundheit.
It was some fucking.
Tiger Claw says with Comcast you can use your own cable modem. I think you can with anybody. But John's saying a lot of people probably just take the default. They aren't doing some deep thinking.
Yeah, they take the default. They don't set up custom DNS. They whatever. They just like it's just
right.
It's hands off. You know.
Yeah.
To the internet to most people is magic. Like nowadays, people are too dumb. They just if it doesn't,
Well,
it's
the Xbox handheld could come along with local and with the Windows, like we've been saying, and I haven't heard anything about that. But when's Sarah Bond supposed to come on and announce this? Did they say during Gamescom this summer or wherever the hell is going on? Isn't there a new event soon? When are we going to hear from her talking about the new hardware? Because that's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, going back to this topic though, my point is the Steam Deck is $400. This stupid thing is $200. The Steam Deck can play. Suddenly, you have a PC gaming thing, and you can also do this. You can also do the PlayStation streaming with that.
You're talking to the customers that come into Kevin's store. They're shitting on the floor. They don't understand what Steam is.
Right?
Like you said, right?
Kevin, I don't get the great, our great listeners that come into my, occasionally, like somebody, will come into my store that listens to the podcast, but the majority of the people, they're not
floor
smart enough
shitters.
to.
If you're
Yeah, they're
listening
floor
to this
shitters.
and you're in Kevin's store, you're dumb, and stop shitting on his floors, okay? Because it
Well,
smells.
stop. The main thing, stop arguing with me about how much I'm giving on a trade-in when
Right.
you want more than what I'm selling the game.
When
That's
the game is
crazy.
on the wall
Yeah.
behind you.
I'm not
for,
taking less than 60. You convinced me. All right, I'll come down 10. It's like, bitch.
You,
it's a
you know what you
return.
should have said, Kevin? You said,
Yeah.
listen, I'm going to pay $30 for it. That's top. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to buy
Oh,
this right here
no.
for $30 off the
She'd write
wall.
a Yelp review that you're like a chauvinist or something stupid.
He
Don't-
bought the game off the wall
Yeah. Yep.
for $30.
That's sad.
Yeah.
What else is going on out there in the news world, John? Anything?
There was something. Yeah, I got some things here for Kevin
Okay.
because I thought we'd have fun because
This is
we
unique.
have a game.
Yeah.
We have a game store
Yeah.
guy here.
I
okay?
wanted to talk about one thing too. So
Okay.
Good. All right, let's hear it.
So Kevin, there's a website called thegamer.com, which is my homepage. And they listed the best games on every PlayStation. And I wanted to hear what you thought about this because you're entrenched in this stuff all day long.
okay.
So what was the best game on PlayStation 1?
PlayStation 1.
When people come in.
When people come in, it depends who comes in. I mean, there's a lot of good RPGs. I personally, I would say Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That was my favorite on PS1.
All right, Spyro the Dragon, according to this. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
best game on PlayStation 2. I want to hear from a game store guy. Go on. What do you think? Best game on PS2.
The best selling one was probably one of the Grand Theft Autos. That.
All right. Kingdom Hearts, according to this. All right, I'm going to go fast.
Weird. Where's like the Resident Evils and Silent Hills?
All right, the PSP. What was the best game on the PSP?
I don't know. Uncharted.
Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII.
This is definitely written by a weeb.
Yeah. This
All right,
is
how about
written
this?
by
P-
some
the PS3.
Asian fetish person.
All right, the PS3.
exactly.
We're getting, I think, closer to reality here with this one.
PS3, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Last of Us.
Yeah.
All right,
That
how
didn't
about
sell the best, though.
the Vita? I never understood this game. Never got into it. Gravity Rush.
Gravity Rush.
Remember that game?
That was. Yeah, I do. That was also on PlayStation.
I know. I
one
played
of
on
the consoles,
PlayStation.
yeah.
And then PS4, they say Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then on the
See, I would say
PS5,
Spider-Man.
and the PS5, Michelle, they say the best game is Horizon Forbidden
Yeah,
West.
I don't think this looks
Oh,
AI
no.
generated. I don't
Horizon.
even think this is a real
Yeah, that's
person
lame.
by Gary K. Yeah, dude.
This person has terrible,
Yeah.
terrible lists. That's a terrible. But you always say you don't like lists, John, and then you bring up lists.
I know, but I thought it was fitting because of you, because you have more insight into this stuff
Yeah,
than
you know
anyone
what
else.
people are buying, and I don't think
Yeah.
it's this shit.
It's the main answer is usually Grand Theft Auto. That's like
Right.
the number one seller.
Yeah, if you
So
look at
that's
like what
my-
everybody's playing on every system, it's like the same three things, right? And then they're so exclusive,
Yeah.
they're kind of like not.
Yeah.
It's Grand Theft Auto, it's Call of Duty, it's Fortnite, it's whatever.
I mean, the first game I bought on my Xbox was Grand Theft Auto. Like,
And then you bought
literally.
it again, and then you bought it again. And yeah, that's kind of how it works.
GTA 3.
Right. Well, what did you want to talk about, Kevin?
I want to talk about. I went like I kind of mentioned it earlier. I went into a GameStop and
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I was blown away at how little games they had. And I guess I do kind of live in a bubble, in my store. So I see my store, and I went to I looked at all their sections, and they barely had any games. But I went to the Switch section specifically in this GameStop, and I kind of went in there. One, I was getting a haircut, and
Now, did you have like a fake mustache and like a corn cob
no,
hat?
but you know what? I went into this one time and I didn't say anything to them. And as they were leaving, they said goodbye, Kevin. They knew who I was.
Oh, my God.
Wow, that's creepy.
They
They
it
really
was.
said that. Goodbye, Kevin. We know
yeah,
what you're
like,
doing.
and-
Your mustache is not fooling
Yeah,
us, Kevin.
they knew I was like spying on them. Not that I really was. I was just
rivalry.
checking, seeing what they have.
Yeah.
But most of them shop at my store, which is funny. Most of the GameStop employees now shop
That's
at my
sad.
store.
Don't
and
they
I
get a
can see
discount like to shop where they are?
Yeah, but they don't have anything. Like that's what I was getting to. Like so,
Oh my
I took a
God.
picture of their Switch section. One, most of it was digital cards. They
Yeah.
had 20. I counted them, 25 new games. Only 25 new games, and they had approximately like 50 used games in the Switch section.
Oh my God.
The rest was all coming soon, like to try to get reserves, or it was all
Yeah.
digital cards. And then I go to my store, and I counted my games. I have almost 650 games for
Yeah.
Switch physical in my store. So they had less than
pathetic.
100. it's bad. And then you go to Walmart and you see the same thing. There's not many games, and
Look,
I understand
your
why
local library
everybody.
might have more. Yacker in our Discord, shout out, posted his library section for renting games, and I think there were over 100 Switch games there just free, and they rent Switches as well. It said, "Come
Right.
take a
It's
Switch
crazy.
out." Is the
It's your
library the
tax
killer?
dollars
The
at work,
secret
Michelle.
killer going on with the game store? It's like,
And the main reason I was there too, because I was looking for retro games, which they're supposedly starting to carry again.
Oh, okay.
This one didn't have many, but I found out they announced they're shipping all their retro games to 300 stores. So immediately I'm thinking they're going to close all these stores, but 300 of them. So wherever they're shipping the retro games to are the ones that are going to survive, because
Now,
it makes
Kevin,
no sense.
I saw
down.
that they're starting to grade cards.
oh no.
They will take at GameStop. They will take graded cards, though they only take graded,
But
mainly
they're-
because
but aren't they-
their employees aren't smart enough to know if they're real or not.
But they're okay. Are they
GameStop
not?
employees? You're all dumb as shit. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Oh,
they're
oh,
not. They're not
oh,
all dumb, but it's pretty easy to. It'd be
Yeah.
hard to tell if a card is fake or not. A lot
I
of
know.
Are
times.
you messing around with that like Pokemon shit and?
I sell decks and packs, but I don't buy them back. I don't
You
mess
can
with
scan them now,
the
right? You
used
can
stuff.
3D scan them and see if there's a winner in there. That's what people are doing. So
Probably, yeah. I just
Yeah.
sell the. I just. Sell
What do you
new
mean,
packs.
Michelle?
they've been scanning. There's like a kind of a thing. There's like a service that does it, and they sell them. They know it's in the pack. You can like X-ray the pack or something now, and they can detect if there's a gold foil or whatever the hell it is. I don't know anything about it.
They could see the
They can-
foil
they know
shape, the
winners.
silhouette or something.
They can see it now. Yeah. So there's a service and a website that does
So,
it.
okay, so
I
GameStop's
thought somebody
not-
was weighing them too, and they could tell if they were
Oh.
a
Do
little
all
bit
sorts of
heavier.
shit.
Yeah.
GameStop, it looks like, is not grading. They're actually buying and selling PSA graded cards.
Right.
And
They'll only buy them if they're graded.
And you can go on the GameStop website and put your PSA certificate number in, and they're going to give you an estimate of what they'll buy it for.
Right.
But I've never personally seen this stuff in the GameStop stores.
Well, I have a feeling if you're not seeing it in your store, it's probably because they're shipping them to one of those 300 stores, and yours is probably going to go bye-bye.
Because the store I go to, I have bought a couple games there in the last year. But every time I go in there to browse, I'm so disappointed about what's in that store. Like I don't stumble.
so bad.
I used to go there and like stumble upon things. Like, oh, what's this? I don't have that. I never played that. Let me buy that. That never happens. That hasn't happened in 5 years, 7 years, 8 years.
And like I said, I haven't been in one in like a year, and just in that year, it's changed. I don't think it's good.
I
think things are not good.
I do like going there around Christmas for stocking stuffers. I buy junk there for my kids. Little blind like Mario boxes or whatever, like that kind of garbage shit.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I keep getting busier and busier, and I'm to the point where I almost don't want them to go away because they send so many people to us now. All the employees shop at my store, so they actually help us quite a bit nowadays. Whereas before, I want them to go as just the one in my town to go away. I don't want the whole company to go away, but just so I didn't
Put up
have
flyers
much
around
competition.
there. If they don't have it, we do. Come to CC Games.
Well, their employees send people all the time to us, and they all shop
Yeah.
at my store. It's really bizarre. So,
Really?
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
They kind of secretly
Well,
like
they
you.
don't.
Like, if
I
they're-
understand now. They don't have anything.
Right.
Then what the fuck are they doing? How do you survive selling board games, Funkos, and T-shirts?
So what they do is if they don't have something, they try to order it for you and ship it to your house. So they're basically
People never heard of
just mail-
Amazon?
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's
Are
like
you,
a-
what
yeah.
These people don't know how to work keyboards.
Well, there are
Phones,
those
or-
people. Yeah,
guess.
there are those people.
I
Yeah.
noticed that they're
Huh.
not. Maybe this is my store, but I get pushed into the magazine and all that bullshit. I feel like they backed off on that. Oh, but Game Informer closed.
Oh well,
didn't
Game
it?
Informer closed last week. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah,
right.
is that why?
Well, they're not making any money. Yeah. So, yeah, I hated that when I used to work there. I hated selling that damn magazine. You just had to push it on people. That was so
But
annoying.
I used to do the club thing though because at the time I did like magazines, but now magazines are just pointless. All the news is so old and out of date when you get it, and it's just
yeah,
Yeah, there's no hard
yeah, that stuff's
articles
like
anymore.
a few months old by the time
Yeah.
you get the magazine. Yeah.
right.
Yep.
That's stupid.
It's stupid.
All right.
It's all stupid. But Anyway, we had a good time. If you have a question for Kevin, you can find him sometimes in our Discord. Sometimes, I don't know, just email us questions. We'll save him for the next time he's on because he'll be back. He'll be back on again at some point. But check him out online at CC Games CEO on Twitter. He's got a YouTube. Find his store in Fremont, Ohio? Fremont, Ohio.
Yep.
Go see him in person. Say hello. That's always cool. I'm sure if you say.
I will be at the Cleveland Gaming Classic September 20th. I believe that's when that convention is. So anybody going to that, it's a pretty big convention. Come say hi.
Come say hi.
Awesome.
All right, cool. So thank you for joining us. And I think that's it, John. Remember, find us during the week at videogameoutsiders.com. We've got that Discord. We've got show notes. Thank you, B-Moles. We've got your song. Will probably be posted in the Discord. It's already in my head. What else is going on? Next week, I got balls. We'll be back with Matt, maybe talking about Wukong. Maybe we'll see what he's up to. I think he's been playing Dungeons of Hinterberg, John. I think there's probably more of that on the plate. But yeah, thank you for the live listeners. I think that's it. And we'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, subbing, all that shit. Also, go to twitch.tv/John and Michelle. Use your Amazon Prime to sub to us on Twitch. All right, thanks for listening. All that out. I got balls. I got big, big balls. I got a football. I got a baseball. But I don't have you. Yeah, and she said, if you want to be with me, you gotta have big balls. I said, I got a football, baseball, basketball, golf ball. I got big balls, but I don't have you. I don't have you. I got a football, I got a baseball, but I don't have you. Yeah, and she said, if you want to be with me, you gotta have big balls. I said, I got a football, baseball, basketball, golf ball. I got big balls. Football, baseball, basketball, golf ball. I got big balls. Football, baseball, basketball, golf ball. I got big balls, but I don't have you. I don't have you.